Hello and welcome to your class centered around the kidneys. I've chosen this class as we can be caught up each day functioning from fear-based programs, flight or fight response, and I feel this sequence is great for the body, very nourishing as it's a yin class and very nurturing. I've got some pillows, so if you've got some good old pillows handy to support you in the postures, I'll show you where you can use them. And it helps to create flow in life, a general feeling of flow. So whether that be, if you were to think about the wave upon the sand as like your emotions, so allowing them to rise and then fall as you're going out through your day. And also just we're made up so much of water in our bodies, so just creating that more flow of water, and really just I like to be really grateful for water, so you can keep that handy beside you. We're going to start off with a breath that again it's a water breath, so it's based on the water element of creating flow. If you imagine that, I'll sit back a bit so you can see me, cross-legged is fine. If you're finding that your knees needs a bit of padding, you can actually just bring in and be nice and comfortable in here. Also, if you feel that you need to tip your pelvis forward anytime in any of the sitting ones, you just bring it and then just gently sit on it, and that'll bring the pelvis forward. So let's just get ourselves nice and padded up today. Cool. Just take a few moments rocking back and forth, and depending on your practice, on how you're feeling when you come to your practice, if you feel that you want to bring down the mind that's been racing, then place the palms down onto the knees. And if you feel that you could be doing with a bit of a lift your mood, your energy, so then just place the palms up and be open to receiving whatever it is that you need. Just making sure we're recording there. Okay, so the ocean breath, imagine bringing in light air and gently just drawing it in, so it's not a feeling of grabbing it in force. So drawing, inviting the breath to come in, and then for about a count of 4, and then breathing out with a mouth opened wide, jaw relaxed, exhaling for about double the time. So just as you're breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you can go out for 8 and you can build it up, we'll do 10 of these to get started. Following me, bring the crown of your head and feel it rising towards the ceiling. Chin down slightly so you feel that length at the back of your neck. Widen the collarbones, centre down into the sitting bones, and feel rooted, feel your connection with the ground. Feel safe to be here, you belong here. In this moment and this time is for you. You can set an intention at your heart space for your practice, and let's begin. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. So just really, when you're doing the breathing, drop into it. Might take you might not get it perfect, but if you just go to the 4 in, 8 out ratio and work with how your system is today. So you will be sitting cross-legged, so this is why I wanted to encourage just a real natural, relaxed position for the first 10 breaths. And then if you want to continue for more, you can, and you can change your seated position. You can also do it lying down in your back, because the first posture we're going to do is actually in this similar position. It's folded butterfly, and this is a great posture to start your yin practice. If you start to mix it about, this is a nice one to begin with. Now you can excuse me, you can come into the pose. I'm going to do it from sideways first of all, and we're going to hold this. You can hold it up to 5 minutes. We're going to hold it for about 3 minutes today, okay, in the class. When you're coming back, just walk the hips all the way back, okay, and let the knees open wide. Now you can take, depending on how you're feeling, you can take the bolsters and you can place them in between, okay, and then coming forward and relaxing your head onto. So it's a really nice way. You can see that the pelvis is tilted forward. Keep the spine nice and relaxed, round in, keeping space all round, and then just come to the posture and relax. Begin to, you stay there, begin to allow your body to drop into it more and more, so you can come back either to your authentic breath, or you can have your feet together, you can have them spaced apart, whatever feels good. Stay with your breath, in and out, breathing in and out. And then just letting the head completely drop. If you're watching the video, allow your head to drop in. Now if you're feeling it painful and you just want to support, you can also bring it round this way, which is a really nice way. It's just completely supporting your body, and I really believe it's coming in and noticing what it is your body needs today. So maybe you just need that sanctuary for your head to rest on, or maybe actually that you've been doing a lot of leg work and your legs could be doing with just a wee bit of support. The beautiful, beautiful part about this class is that you will feel nourished and nurtured and supported, because you always are anyway. Stay with the awareness of the cycle of the breath. After holding the pose for roughly about a minute, you might actually begin to feel like your body's relaxing into it more. At any point, if it's triggering an old injury, then you would gently move out the posture, and any time that you come out the posture, we exit it very slowly. So while you're here, allow yourself to fully absorb the moment. Be mindful if you feel any pain, discomfort, and you can have a dialogue with your body. So you can ask your body, what is it you need more of? What would it take for me to help ease this pain? What would it take for this discomfort to disappear? And also in the position we're in just now, we're creating space at the back, and we want to stay still in the postures, but as you're coming to the end, if you wanted to take your hands, make a little fist and just rub into the kidneys, give them a good kidney rub, just in wee circles. It's really nice. especially when it's still chilly and bitter as it is just now in Scotland. You might feel it a wee bit tender around that spot. That's probably, you know, you're at that spot now at that point. And then just notice if you feel that anywhere in your body while you're doing it. And if you're doing the rubs, you can do up to about 100. And you can do these in the morning when you get up as well. Just get in, give them a good rub, get the energy in there. Okay, and then what I love about this pose, especially when I'm teaching a class, is you start to notice the bodies are melting into the pose, are coming in. And it's just showing us as releasing, letting go, surrendering. Is there anywhere just now you can let go a little bit more? Is there anywhere just now you can just allow yourself to release into the pose more and more and more, letting go deeper and deeper, relax, nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Be with your breath, invite it to come in, bringing in more of what you need. And invite it back out again, releasing what's time to let go of, what you want to hand back to the light. We spend our life taking on other people's stuff, so just hand it all back now. Lovely, and you want to move very mindfully when you're coming out of the pose. For this one especially, just start to slowly lift your back up. And then you can use your hands to support your knees to come together. And you may just want to give them a good wee shake. Hear the clicks. Woohoo! Energy blockages released. Fantastic. Wriggle the toes. Yeah. Okay, and just give them a good wee shaking is good in between. Excellent. Okay, so you can do that for anything up to about 5 minutes. Going to come into what's called caterpillar here, and I love this pose. I don't think we actually got round to it on the day. Now you can push this underneath if you want to keep the pelvis forward. Okay, so that can push the pelvis forward. If you want, you can either have straight legs or you can bring a little cushion underneath, which is really nice to do for the knees. It keeps the knees nice and soft and allows you to relax into this more. My pelvis always kind of stays far forward. You can get the bum cheeks, move the bum cheeks out of the way if you need a bit of help with that. So I actually prefer to be supported in the upper body. So I find this posture really, really beautiful for opening up the backs of the legs and our lower back. So we're just taking once you feel in that position, let yourself be fully supported, and you can let your hands come down. You may want to slightly turn the thighs in towards each other, just ever so slightly, and you'll see the difference that makes to your feet. Once you feel relaxed, allow yourself to come down. And you're focusing on your breath. Bring your full awareness to your breath, breathing in and breathing out. And if you've got your head to one side, then just make sure that during the time you switch it round and do it on the other side. And just be here, breathe, relax into the pose. You find the pose and then you let your body release into the pose rather than you trying to push yourself into a pose. And although it may seem like you're not doing anything, actually once you're here, and just allowing yourself to surrender into the moment, surrender to this, not having to push, try, shove, and just let the body realign itself, let it do what it needs to do. And if at any point your mind leaves the room, your mind leaves your body, your mind leaves your practice, you can take your awareness to the point in between the centre of your eyebrows and just keep your gaze behind the eyelids if you've got your eyes closed, fixated on that point. And imagine the breath is coming up to that point and then descending from that point, so you can actually bring it in, so your awareness is at the point of the eyebrows, drawing the breath up to that point and then allowing the breath to descend from that point. Again, you can hold this anything up to 5 minutes. You can actually go up to 10 minutes, it's just depending how long you want to practice for. I genuinely could stay in this for 10 minutes easily. I love it, and your body feels great for it tomorrow. So just taking your head, turning around. I'm going to leave you in some silence for the rest of this posture so you can just work with your breath, and I'll come back in the moment. So I felt in my body there, the shoulder blades melting down the back, more releasing into my shoulders. So there must have been a bit of tension in the shoulders there. So you just start to become aware, and you might get a little nudge from your intuition to just relax more, surrender more, or shift a part of your body. So this is what I really enjoy about this practice, is it really helps you to encourage listening to the signals that your body is sending you, like really getting back into that dialogue. And listening to ourselves. There's so much noise in the world. And the more you practice, the deeper you can go in the poses. So if you were holding this for, say, 2 to 3 minutes, and you've been building it up over time, and you feel that you want to, you can then start to release the pillow out from underneath. It's going to take you into a deeper position. So it might feel too much at the moment, but the more you practice, you can build up to that point. And it's good to always think about your breath as that wave, whether you're breathing in and out through your nose or in through the nose and out through the mouth, creating a ha sound. It's a joyous, it's joyous when you can just really bring your awareness into that, and it feels like the wave on the shore continues, this cycle that we experience and take for granted so often. So feeling gratitude for all the trees that are helping us breathe today. Okay, so that is your caterpillar pose. So you've been folding forwards in these ones. So we're just going to come round and do like a little cat and cow pose in between. Alright, so we're just taking the head down and then bringing the back up and the tailbone down. Forgetting what I was doing there. And then lifting the stomach, opening up the collarbones nice and wide. And you can do this a couple of times. Lovely. Okay, now the next one, if you're, depending how much time you've got, you can skip this one out, but I wanted to put it in. You can do half of the dragonfly here. Okay, so you could do one on one side, so many minutes on one side, so many minutes on the other. You don't need to bring this one in if you're maybe pushed for a bit of time, but if you've got, you can give yourself a wee bit more time. Then just take the legs out where it feels that you've came to your edge. So just feeling the edge. You can move the bum cheeks out of the way again, our trusty old pillows here you can use, and then just let the body relax forward. You may feel this here. Nice sensation. Wow, okay. And just coming forward and relaxing, breathing. And if you're doing each side, you could do about 2 to 3 minutes to get you started. Even just doing 1 minute if you're just building it up. And if you're just doing coming into the full pose, then you could stay here for about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. So I'm not going to spend too much time in this one. Just you can, the one thing to be mindful of is your knees are facing upwards. You can relax your feet or point your toes up towards the ceiling. Whatever feels good. And again, keeping that pelvis tilted forwards allows you to, it allows you just to come over safely. Now, if you are wanting to mix things up a little bit, you always have the option, if it feels good, of taking a side stretch. So just wanting to stay lifted and open if you're doing this, and it might be a wee bit challenging to hold that for 5 minutes, so you might just do this one maybe for 30 seconds or a minute. But the next posture we're going to do is actually going to do that for you, but I just wanted to give you that variation anyway. Okay, so you can, if you're doing that one, bring your legs together, and if you've done the full pose of that, I would recommend doing windscreen wipers after that. So bringing the hands and little spider claws by the side of the body, and then just taking your, don't worry if the knees don't touch the floor, and just, yeah, ooh, that's nice. Ooh, yeah, so sometimes the little things we do in between is fun. Okay, so yes, the next one, I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this, is banana asana. So if you just imagine you're going to come down, we won't need pillows for this, you're going to come down on the mat and lie like a banana shape. So when you come in, so we're basically lying like banana shape. So when we're going to bring, we're bringing the feet to the side and we're bringing the arms round, but you want to keep your hips facing up on the floor. Okay, so, and again, 2 to 4 minutes on each side, and you can, after a few minutes, you can bring the feet up higher, you can bring the arms, just move my water, have a wee sip, and if it gets too much in your arms, you can just bring them down by the side of the body. Okay, so here I am lying flat on the mat, just keeping the chin down slightly to get that nice length, legs together, and then bringing the arms together, and you're bringing the arms round, both arms and legs come to the same side, so you'll feel yourself moving into the shape of a banana. Banana asana, it's one of the easier names to learn. Now if you feel any compression here at the side of your body, showing my midriff here, if you feel any compression here at the side of your body, then just ease into it slowly, okay, slowly and gently. You can always move your feet up and bring your arms closer the more you stay in the pose. So the great thing about this one is you're supported, you're compressing one side of the body and opening up the other side of the body. It's a really, really beautiful one to do. And you can imagine the breath going down the open side. So imagine you were sending the breath all the way down through the open side. Gaze can stay softly, eyes opened or closed, or just softly. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So you can imagine in a regular yoga class, in the poses, you're maybe practicing anything from 1 to 10 breaths at the most. When you come into yin, you could be doing anything from like 20 to 10 to 100 breaths in the pose, depending how long you hold it. And as I said, you can pick some of these postures and do them for longer. You can do them all shorter, just how much time you've got. What ones are you're feeling are really resonating with and you're feeling the difference. I have to say, when I started teaching my yoga students yin yoga, a lot of them, especially the ones that were members of sports clubs, said that they were noticing the biggest difference in their flexibility. So if the mind comes in and feels like you're not really doing much here, that really is the beauty of yin. Allowing, receiving, surrendering, being. And one of the benefits that it stills the mind, it does start to quieten down the mind as well. You'll feel it, especially this practice, if you've been in fight or flight, you'll really feel your system relaxed in that relaxation response after your practice. Beautiful. Team it up with your yoga nidra. Okay, so we want to slowly come back into the centre. First of all, if you want to hug your knees in and give them a wee rock, if you're feeling that, then you can. You can just go straight into the pose and wait to do that at the end. Might depend on how much long you're holding it for as well. If you've been in it for quite a few minutes, it might be nice to take the wee break. And here we go in the next one. And then taking the arms over to the side. Relaxing your head, so feel into your body, see how it's feeling. And once you're there, allow yourself to really feel into what it's like to be fully supported. It's lovely just knowing that the earth has got your back while you do this. So I just started to get a wee bit of discomfort there in my upper back, so I just had to move gently, so it can just take a wee bit of wriggling and shuggling. You might start to be shifting some tension that's been in your muscles, and then relax back into the spot. Make any adjustments that you need to make. I don't want you sitting in real tough pain. And then just imagine that breath going down through the open side of the body. And you're compressing one side and increasing that blood flow to come down into this other side. That's switching the blood flow over. It's nice. Just spend a few moments now with the sound of your own breath. Tune into the sound, tune into the feeling. And close your eyes over, relax into this. If I was with you, I would just be making sure that your hips are flat. You can see that my hips are flat, there's no coming up like this. So that's what I would be watching for if you were in the pose. Also, that if you were pushing too hard in the upper body to try and come round, you just want to be relaxed. You know, you'll get this big openness anyway. So it's about allowing your body to invite you to go deeper when your body's ready, rather than we presume for our mind that we're ready or what we should be expecting to be able to do. Every day is different. And then we're coming into the centre. Lovely, bend the knees up. Hug the knees in, and then just gently rock from side to side. You can create little circles with your knee. Keeping the chin down does help. And just giving the lower back a massage. Oh, that feels nice. So just spend as much time. It's really about slowly moving out the postures, not feeling that you're having to rush. Allowing, breathing, staying connected, taking a wee moment onto the side. Lovely. And then coming all the way back up. So we're going to come back down onto the floor now. So this one, I would recommend just holding for about a minute and then building it up. It's releasing the lower back muscles, but especially if you've got anything going on with the back, or just the way that we kind of look after, like spend a lot of time sitting down and stuff. So it's called Sphinx pose. And you lie down flat Take your feet about hip width apart. Bring your arms in line with the side of your body. Okay, and just take them out in front of the shoulders. Now, you're going to lift the shoulders up just now and then draw them down and let the heart melt down towards the ground. So you can lift it up to lengthen the sides of the body and then squeeze the shoulder blades together and bring the shoulders back and down, creating space. And then if you want to take the chin down, take the chin forward or lift the chin all the way up. And release the buttocks. Breathe, feel that opening through the front of the body, giving the front body a nice stretch. It's okay for the heart to melt down, that's okay. Keep the collarbones nice and wide. And if you feel like a stretch through the throat, you would lift the head up. Now you can hold this for longer. You can also take it up into seal pose, which is lifting the elbows off the ground, and you can also walk the arms in, which is giving you a deeper backward bend. So you maybe want to do that after a minute or two if that feels like you're building up to that. If it's too soon, just take it slow. You've got your lifetime to practice. So, and if you do go into seal, you bring it down nice and gently into Sphinx again. At any point, if you feel yourself clenching or holding your breath, just become aware of it and then softly release. Release the tension, release the breath. We can hold if we enter a spot where our body has experienced trauma or stress. It can actually be a natural response to hold the breath from that frozen state. So just being really mindful of the breath and keep it flowing, because you want to make sure that you're always breathing. Good tip. Tip of the day, keep breathing. Okay, so I'm going to take you into the one. This isn't necessarily for the kidney meridian, but I do think it is very, very good for opening up the chest and just the way that we're living our life now in this in the world. It's a great one. I love it. So when we come into it, you can come from here. You might actually in between want to take your hands underneath your forehead and just wriggle your hips from side to side. If you do want to go back, you can come back into child's pose. You could add a wee child's pose in here. Just take a nice stretch after that. You might want to move from side to side. Naturally, that's what my body felt like doing there. So again, it's like seeing what your body feels like it needs, what way it would put you into movement. So, yeah, so I just added that in. Okay, so as you come down, place the... Okay, I'm going to come down a little bit. So placing the arm flat on the ground. So your shoulder front is flat down. And then rolling on to the side, you can keep a pillow. You probably remember this one from doing it. You can keep a pillow, bring the pillow on underneath. Bring the pillow under once you've done the pose. Okay, so here we go. Rolling onto the side. And then I'm rolling onto my right side, palm facing down. And then I'm lifting the left leg up and letting the left arm come round the back. Now, if you want to take a pillow underneath your head, you can. And stay here. taking the pillow out from underneath, you can bring the legs down and then start to roll onto the front. And if you can, I would hold that again 3 to 4 minutes on each side. I did a wee bit shorter there just for the sake of the video. And then, so you're placing your other arm out, keeping it flat down and rolling onto the side. So I'm on my left side, lifting the right leg up, and then you can take the arm round the back. And if it feels good, just to place a pillow underneath, again feeling supported. So when I went into the posture there on my right side, my breathing got a wee bit faster, like a wee bit more manic. And that should just be becoming aware, right, okay, well this pose is actually taking me into somewhere where I'm feeling a real restriction or tightness going on. So I've been working on some muscles around my neck at the moment that have been quite tight, the vagus nerve as well. So it gives you a real idea as well, like what pose, like, so I'll be doing more of this. And then again, like noticing which side as well. So the right side's your masculine side, and that can be related to things you're holding around the masculine, around the men in your life, around father, daddy issues. So if you feel that your right side has got a lot more pain, then that can give you an idea of what inner work you can start to, where some of your inner work can be done. And then the left side is the feminine side. And it can relate to maybe issues down the mother line, the mother wound. But everybody's unique, everybody is unique, everybody. Anytime you're practicing yoga, you want to do it on a light stomach, so not that you're hungry, maybe eating like a few hours before or had a light snack. But you know what it's like when you've had a really heavy meal and then you're trying to move your body and breathe. So it's just... Also, like this week I've gone through a really big ascension. So my body's using up water much more and becoming more dehydrated. So as you do this practice, you might need to readjust your water intake and levels. My tummy made me rumbling noises there. I did have a smoothie. Maybe it's all moving around inside. Oh, okay, so how that is feeling in your body? Take a wee check in. Start to notice. So sometimes pain can become more predominant as you're holding the pose longer, and sometimes it can ease off. So it's not like there's a right or wrong. It just might be that you're really activating something inside of your body and it's surfacing and you're becoming more aware of it. So it's really about using your intuition. Does this feel like good pain? Like, does this feel like it's okay, it's just a discomfort, or am I really actually hurting myself here and I need to move out? So that's us on this side. Lovely. You can bring it down. I would take the pillow out first and then allow yourself, you can use your hand to roll on. Lovely. Oh. And then after this one, you might just want to bring the arms down by the side of the body and just let them relax and release for a wee while. You can move the head. You could say do 30 seconds with one ear in the ground and then 30 seconds with your other ear on the ground. Oh, sometimes it just feels like how you want to move your body. You might want to come up and just give it a bit of a shake again. Bit of freestyle going on. Oh, excellent. Okay, so this is the pose we did, and you can do, it's called saddle, and it really depends on how your body's feeling, how your knees are feeling. So you can do the half pose, which I'll show you, and you can do the full one, and you can do half, I mean one side of the body and then the other side of the body. So sitting with your legs stretched out, you're going to take, so I'm going to take the right leg back, right foot back, and I'm bringing the foot so that it feels like it's hugging in by the side of the body. Now that's putting quite a bit of pressure on my ankle, so what I'm going to do is take one of my pillows and place it underneath my left buttock. Okay, so, and then you can see how level my hips are now. And that feels so much better for me now. I'm going to flex the foot here, and you can keep the hands on the ground and keep a nice long spine. You can also decide at some point if you want to move forward in this one. Okay, now this feels good to me. This is a nice, I can feel the stretch going through the front of the foot, the ankle, but it doesn't feel like it's causing any problems. I have got I'm really looking after my knees at the moment, doing some work with them with my T-band, so I can feel this, like the extension of the knees. So again, I personally would probably hold this for about a minute or 2 minutes at most. And again, that's finding out how your body feels, and does it feel okay to hold it a wee bit longer. And then you can build up in time, but for at the moment I know where I'm at, I'm about 1 or 2 minutes. And what I was doing there is I just felt like a bit of tension around my neck and my shoulders, so I just wanted to loosen it off. Right. Seeing if you can allow the sitting bones just to sink down. Now when you're coming out this pose, just be really mindful of the knees, so you want to roll on to the pillow and then release the foot all the way out, so you can see where that's been. And then let it come down, roll off, and then moving back in, so you're straight legged again, bringing the left foot back, and it might be, so you can see this side is more uneven. Good example. So then I just take the longer cushion and that's, I can feel it here, I feel more centered. I've got my base rooted down, my ankles hugging around the side. So it's just as if it's almost curving around the side of your body. Taking the hands, you can do little spider claws, press into the floor. It might feel good to be nice and open here. You might be working, after that last pose we did, there's a real nice space created across the chest, so it's nice to keep that going. And then if you do want to come forward a little bit, so you'll feel the difference, you'll start to feel it coming through the leg area. And breathing in. I have to say, this is one of my favourite classes to do, and it's just, you notice such a difference it can make to the body. And also just always feeling that support, always feeling that you're not going beyond, like you're taking yourself to your edge, but you're not like going beyond where you feel unsafe in the posture, like you feel like, oh, I'm worried I'm not doing it properly. Just having the basics of the pose, little tips that I've given you, then just coming in and allowing yourself to release into it. Now while you're staying here in this pose, I'm going to quickly show you what you can do with the both poses, so you can come into the both. So if you decide that you want to build up or start doing this one, what you can do is you can, so what I'll do here is I'll take the 2 pillows and I will, oh, I will climb over them. So I will saddle. Now you can see why it got its name, okay? So I'm going to come forward a wee bit. Okay, so here we go. So I'm saddling. I want to check that my feet are hugging in. And then you can start to come back. And you can stay here. Just keeping those knees on the floor. Keeping the chest lifted, collarbones nice and wide. You can relax the head back if that feels okay. Not okay for everyone. You might want to keep it neutral. Keep your chin down. It feels safer for many people. And then the other choice you've got is you can have your hips come down onto the floor. The knees can either be together or they can be apart. If you can bring your knees together, it's just you're more flexible in this pose. Some days I can do it, some not. And you can have the bolsters here. Now, this can be a great one if you can release into it. And then you can also add a little cushion in if you want it for your head. But it's quite nice just opening up the throat chakra. So that feels really supported. So I've got this down the centre line. My head feels like it's on, it's not too far off the ground. And I feel nice and relaxed. My knees are probably about that much open and the feet are by the side of the body. Toes facing back the way. And this is just giving that full stretch, opening up the whole body. So you can imagine the way we walk half the time, we're like leaning over or restricted, and wow, and you can just place the palms by the side of the body, palms facing up, and that opens up even more. So if you're in the half pose and you want to give this a go, then just bring the pillows into the centre. You can come in knees to the side, knees together and knees slightly opened, and the feet to the side. And then gently use your elbows when you're coming in and out of the pose. Not to turn the neck a lot. I know I'm doing it in the video just now to talk to you, but keeping the head straight up, looking after your head and neck. Yeah, this is nice. It's nice as well, you can just feel that expansion of the breath coming in through the body, so it's like just the awareness that we may not have when we're rushing about in our day or getting on with things. Excellent. Okay, so knees, chin into neck, chin into chest, and then slowly coming all the way up, coming into kneeled position, and then gently bringing the feet all the way round. And I would give them a shake after this. So when I was coming out the pose there, I can feel it in my knees. So that's, even when you're in the pose, you think, oh, that's great, but you just want to be mindful if you know you've got an injury somewhere, not to overdo it, and just take it as you build it up in your practice. Fantastic. Okay, so final posture. So that's us just coming up to 50 minutes now. Okay, so great timing. That's, you got like an hour's class, and again you can expand if you want to do 90 minutes or take some out if you've only maybe got the 45 minutes or so. So this next one is similar to your shoulder stand. It's snail pose. What you can do is, if you're feeling really tired, not really feeling up to this pose, you can just place your feet, both feet against the wall, so you're lying flat on your back and you've got your feet up on the wall, and that's enough. You can also put some pillows to let your knees rest on, which makes it a wee bit easier to come into. So first of all, coming into a bent knee, this is called snail, and fabulous posture, fabulous. Okay, so we're just going to roll the back all the way down. You can keep the chin in, coming down. Okay, so I'm just, excellent. Okay, so we're bringing the arms by the side of the body, pushing the hips off the floor, and then gently bringing the feet over. So you can decide, you can move the pillows away and let the feet rest there. You can take the arms by the side of the body, not moving the neck in this one, and then you can bring the hands together or just relax. What I like to do when I'm practicing yin is I like to just have my hands on my I like to bring my hands to my feet. Now you don't need the pillows, so if you're okay to bring, so you can bring your knees by the side. You can take them as far as you want to go. You can also just take them round like that. So I just like to hold on to my feet. So that brings my hips up a wee bit more. So this is where I would come to and breathe. You can bend the knees and place them on the forehead. Hopefully you're hearing this okay. I like to come down that way. You can hold on to your, so you can also come out with your hands on the spine and then just gently come down, all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae, feel it rolling a little bit. And then coming down, good. Take it nice and easy. So if you're just practicing this one, you would have your shoulders relaxed down on the back and you would take the feet up. You can actually just do it this way as well, have your feet up in the air, or you can place it against the wall for support, which is nice when you're practicing yin, to have that support. And then we come to our final posture. A couple of ways you can do this one. Recline and twist, so you can place the arms out, palms facing down. Bring the knees, the closer you have the knees to the body, the more challenging you'll feel it. So you may just want to keep the knees above the hips. And as you take your knees, you can actually use your feet to bring the hips underneath and place them down, and then take your gaze over to the other side. If you want to come into twisted roots, then you would take the top leg over the top. So I'm taking my left leg over the top and then I'm bringing them down to the right side, and then you can use your hand so that you'll feel that more in your body. So it really depends about what your intention is for your practice. If you're looking to go deep, then yeah, of course, but if you're actually just really looking for a nice relaxed practice and easing into it and surrendering and just do what you can, do what feels good for you. Take yourself to the edge and then release into it. Keeping your two shoulders down and ground here, away from the ears, creating space around the neck and the head. And then when you've done one side, bring the knees into the centre and then taking them over to the other side. So you might want to use your feet to come down and just allowing your head to come in the other direction, stacking your knees on top of each other. And it's one of these poses, yeah, once you feel it when you're going into it, but then once you're into it, it really is a nice pose to stay in. Again, I'm thinking time-wise, if you spend about 6 minutes in the pose, that's you done 3 minutes on each side. If you've got longer to indulge, then take it up to the 4 or 5 minutes each side, and that's you been in the pose 10 minutes. you may start to become more attuned to your breathing patterns and when they shift, which is great. Love a wee shift. And also just in this one, like you're twisting down here, so you wouldn't want to be attempting to breathe into your stomach, just really that awareness of it being here in the upper body, chest, clavicles. And relaxing your face. When you really start to honour your body, respect, give yourself that time, it can be such a beautiful experience. I create it like a ritual every day, like it's a ritual. It's me devoting time, respecting my body, honouring. Taking as long as you want in your final relaxation. If you've got the Yoga Nidra relaxation, so if you can do that, which is another 15 minutes, which I practice yoga, normally it would be the 75 to 90 minutes a day. I always feel that if you can give yourself that time, you'll get much more from your day anyway. Less time being frantic and worrying. What I would say is, yeah, if you can do that, if it means 60-minute yoga practice and 15 minutes doing your Yoga Nidra, that's an amazing accomplishment. Gold star for me. So you can come back in, you can come out of that just if you want to, but if that's too much, use your feet for support, you can use your hands for support, just making sure your back always feels supported, that you're not compromising it in any way. I like to do happy baby pose, like as a pose in itself, but I just like to come into this at the end and just give my back a wee bit of massage. You keep the chin down, roll from side to side, you can straighten out the legs if that feels good, or you can just keep it here. And it's like, yay, back to the start again. Being a little kid. Okay, fantastic. So, coming into your Savasana, it's resting pose. If you've got any trouble with the back, then you can keep the knees bent, but I always feel that you're almost still doing something then. So what's quite nice is just using, you can put the cushions, underneath, okay, as a nice way if you're feeling that in your back. Feet hip width apart. Chin down slightly, relaxing the shoulders, melting them down your mat. You can wriggle into it, give yourself a wee shake into it. Whoa. So you feel the tailbone points down, so it's not tucked under, but it's not pushing out like this, where you can see if it was, it would be creating this gap in your back. So what you do is just lift up and place it down, and then that completely closes over that gap, okay? Know that when you're doing the four postures as well. Palms by the side of the body. Allowing the eyes to close over now and begin to relax all the muscles around and at the back of your eyes. Relaxing your forehead, relaxing your cheeks, relaxing your jaw. Your neck and shoulders, chest, arms, hands, palms facing up to the ceiling, relaxing your fingers, relaxing your chest, your stomach, your hips, release the hips, release your hips, thighs, knees, calf muscles, ankles, feet and toes. Begin to imagine a column of light connected above you and connected below you. And allow this column of light to flow. Allowing yourself to receive what it is that you need in this moment. Be open to receiving. Know that it's safe for you to receive. It's safe for you to be here. That you belong here, and this is the body that you will be in. Looking after it, honouring it, respecting it, thanking it for everything that it does. Allow your breathing to come back to normal. Stay here for as long as you can, breathing in your own time, with no effort, releasing, sink into the floor, letting go now, letting go of any tensions in your mind and your body, letting go deeper and deeper, bringing your awareness to your heart center and allowing yourself to connect with the love, the magic that lives inside of you, your unique gifts, your talents. Connect with your own life force, subtle energy, and let that awareness spread through your body. Feel really grateful. Give yourself an inner pat on the back. When you are ready to move from your practice, just very, very gently start to wriggle the toes, wriggle the fingers. Let your body know, right, okay, we're getting ready to move again. You can hug the knees back into the chest if you want to rock, or if you're wanting to take a stretch. Whatever feels like your body, the way that your body wants to move. I would recommend coming on to your right or left side, where you're guided to come, and just spend a few moments breathing here first. Good. Okay, and coming up now. So, using your hands to push yourself up, coming into, you might find that you can come into half lotus now, cross-legged. You can relax the flexing the feet, or just a wee bit kinder on the knees if you're coming into this position. And then just start to rub your hands, your palms together, start to create. When we practice yin, it is a cooler practice, that's okay. So it's not about the creating, the generating heat, but to the end, just start to feel your energy create the heat within the body. And once you've got that friction, that heat, just place it over your eyes, breathe in, breathe out. If you want to bring your hands to your chest, honouring the teachers that have brought us this practice to us today, honouring yourself for taking the time to nourish and nurture. It's been an honour to guide you through this practice and hold space for you. Namaste. May you feel that love that's inside of you and allow it to spread out into your day and everybody that you connect with in your day. So if you've got any questions about the class, if there's anything that wasn't clear, if you're needing any advice, guidance whatsoever, my name is Hayley McGee. You can find me at hayleymcgee.com, and you can also get in touch with me on social media through the links there, or send me an email. I love to hear how you're getting on, if you've enjoyed this. All right, okay everybody, bye bye.